Hello, Matt, and welcome to our counseling center. I'd like to go over a few things before we begin. Did you finish reading through all the paperwork that you received?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I know it was a large pile, but we like to make sure we cover all of our bases. And so before we begin, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Carmen. I'm a graduate student. I'm currently working under the supervision of Dr. Terry Mortensen. I'm trying to complete all my fieldwork requirements at the moment. And in doing so, I would like to ask your permission to record our sessions. In recording the sessions, I will be the only one visible on camera. You actually will not be. My supervisor just wants to see that I am giving you the best care that I can give you. So if that's okay with you,
Yes, that's
I
fine.
would like to thank you for your permission to record. Also, I would like to tell you that we're going to be our session in session for about 50 minutes each time. I'm going to have a timer go off about 10 minutes before the session's over. So if you have anything you want to discuss, you can either bring it up then, or you can just make a note to yourself that you want to bring it up at the next session. Just want to make sure that you are in control and that you're happy with how our sessions end each time. Do you have any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay, great. The last thing I want to go over before we start is the confidentiality agreement that you received. And I want to make sure that you understand what confidentiality means. First, your written permission is always going to be required for me to release any information to anyone outside of our sessions. The only time that I will be required to break confidentiality without your permission is if you are a danger to yourself in any way, a danger to anyone else, if you discuss any type of abuse or I suspect abuse, I'm required to report it. Or if there's any court proceedings where I need to give witness about mental health or anything like that, then I do not need your permission if it's court ordered or I'm subpoenaed to court. So do you have any questions about that?
Nope. Well, seems simple.
Okay, thank you. So now what brings you in today, Matt?
Well, I wanted to discuss how I feel sometimes when I go into like big places with a lot of people.
Okay. So you have an issue with crowds, is that what you're saying? Does it cause some sort of anxiety for you?
Yeah, if I'm in a big place with a lot of people, I feel anxious.
Okay. And could you describe that anxiety, like what happens to your body or what you start to think?
I feel like I can't think things through sometimes. Like a tightening in my chest, like I feel trapped.
Okay. So you sort of feel like you want to try to find a way out of that situation when you're in it? Maybe want to run away, or
No,
you
not
just
run
don't
away.
like all the closeness of the people?
I think it would find a way. I don't know. Find a way out. Maybe be a better way to put it than escape.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So this anxiety that you feel when you're in that situation, is there like a physical feeling that you get? Like you start sweating, or does
No,
your heart start racing or anything like that?
no. I don't. I think. I don't know if it manifests itself physically. Other than, like I said, maybe an ability to think like I said, I don't know, more as logically as I normally would, I suppose. Maybe, losing patience easier. Um, but definitely like I said, a tightness in my chest, maybe almost like, like you're panicking or something.
Okay. Now, does this happen to you in all sorts of crowded situations, like concerts,
No,
or if you go to a ball game?
no,
Is it just
No.
parties?
no. That's a good question. No, it does not happen at concerts. Oddly enough. Um, Maybe I guess in when I'm sitting in a ball game, it doesn't like when I'm in the stands, but it doesn't bother me. But then when I'm in the concourse area or traversing, like entering and exiting,
Right.
I would say then I'd feel it, but not when I'm sitting.
Okay. So maybe because the sitting means it's a little more organized, you don't have people jostling you or bumping into you, possibly spilling something on you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what the reasoning is. I'm not afraid of somebody spilling something on me. I don't really care about that. But again, I'm not really sure why. Obviously, that's why I'm here. But I would say to answer your question, it doesn't bother me when I'm sitting
Okay.
watching something, but like I said, in the concourse or stuff like that, it seems to be more bothersome.
Okay. And have you ever noted anything that happens that bothered you more than other times when you're on the concourse?
Mm, Nothing stands out, I would say, specifically. And it's not just like concerts or stuff like that. Like go to a theme park,
Okay.
uh, malls,
Right.
places where there shouldn't be a lot of people, but there is. Maybe
Okay,
that
I
makes
got
sense.
you. So you don't like bottleneck situations or situations where it's difficult to get somewhere from another place. People stand aimlessly in the way.
Yeah, like if you go to, I would say I feel it more if you go somewhere that there's a lot of people that and there's not normally.
Right.
Like not being able to, I would feel it more like if I'm at the mall and there's
Mhm.
nobody there, I don't
Right.
feel it.
Okay.
But if it's like you can't even move and you can't find a way through people, and I know everybody doesn't like, I'm sure a lot of people don't like big crowds.
Right.
What I'm saying is like I'm a logical person
Mhm.
and I don't usually have a problem thinking under pressure, but I just feel like when I get in those situations, I would purposely avoid them,
Mhm.
whereas probably most people wouldn't. I don't know.
Okay. So what would you do if, let's say, you were going to the mall and you discovered it was really crowded and you felt like you were going to be getting into that situation that was going to make you unhappy? What would you do then? Would you leave or would you just deal with the situation?
No, I would just deal with it. I don't think I would go to the point of, turning around and leaving. But on that same vein, there's certainly been times where, like, not going somewhere, like not choosing to go somewhere because you know it's going to be that way, or a particular restaurant or something else where everybody else will just go there because it's what to do.
Mhm.
But no, if I pulled up at the mall and I've shopped on Christmas Eve before and stuff, it's not.
Okay. So while it causes you anxiety, it's something that you can pretty much deal with if you absolutely have to.
Yes, I would say that's true.
Okay.
That's not paralyzing fear.
Okay. Well, there's about 10 minutes left in our session. I forgot to set my timer, but if there's anything else you'd like to bring up right now, or do you want to continue talking about that topic?
No, I think I would like to continue talking about that topic.
Okay. So what do you think you could do differently if you're in that situation? As far as not getting that tightness in your chest?
I don't know. I would say that is why I'm sitting here, because but with that being said, I mean, I think if I could figure out what, makes me feel that way, then that certainly could be a way to deal with it.
Right. And you could also do things like try deep breathing exercises, count calmly to yourself, count to 10 calmly, things like that. Have you ever tried anything like that?
Yeah, no. Well, no. I mean, I know you're supposed to do those things, and I've, probably offered the same advice to other people, but I don't think I've ever actually employed one of those methods in the situation that I probably should.
Right. And would you be willing to try that?
Sure.
Maybe the next time, and in your next session when you come back you can let me know how it worked for you.
Yeah, I think I could.
And if it did or didn't, then we can try something else.
Yeah, I don't see why that would be an issue. Could try it.
Okay.
See what happens.
Okay. Well, so basically you came in today because you feel that you have a fear, not a fear, but you get paralyzed a little bit when you go into crowded situations. Not paralyzed, but you feel a little stressed, anxious. You don't like situations where you can't get places quickly. Can't get through a crowded situation easily.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not. Yes, that's basically correct.
Okay.
But it's not so much. I guess that's why I'm talking to you, because that's what I don't know if it's not being able to get somewhere, or I don't think that seems like, I'm smart enough to know that I can push people out of the way or whatever, or find a way out. I don't know what it is that bothers me. Even being jostled in a big group, if you're, I don't know, I guess it's really hard to pinpoint. I just know that I feel it.
Okay. So it's not a social anxiety where you just don't want to be around the people.
No, I don't think.
You just wish it was more orderly.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that could be the it's definitely not wanting to be around people, and I don't think that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's related to, not being in control or anything. I'm not sure. I guess I always was, even as a kid, I really wasn't into being in a large group. I always had a couple friends.
Right.
I don't know if that's an extension of that.
It could be. I mean, it seems that you're aware of the problem, or what you imagine is a problem. And you are not against doing things to make it easier for you. So, I think that it's something that you are able to control, and I think that if you just put some extra effort into thinking about which situations exactly make you feel that way, because you said it doesn't happen when you go to concerts, it doesn't happen when you're sitting in at a ball game, so that would indicate that there's maybe something specific that could have happened, or if you think back long enough, maybe something will pop into your head, or if you just try to pay attention when you're there that it's happening, then you can go from there.
Yeah, again, it could happen. I'm trying to think. I guess it's been a while since we've been to a concert, so it's not as fresh in my memory. But like the theme parks, I would say it doesn't happen when I'm waiting in line, where you're herded in like cattle.
Right.
It's more in the open areas where there's lots of people.
Right.
So it's technically less confining.
Right. It's also less orderly, so you seem to be okay when it's in an orderly fashion, when people are sitting in their assigned seats, or, I don't know if it happens to you on an airplane, when people are going in and out of the airplane, it's a small space, and there's a lot of jostling with the luggage, and people are standing in the aisles, and they should be in their seats.
Good point.
I know I found myself being a little irritated in those situations as well. So.
Very true. Okay.
So have you noticed that happens to you?
Yeah.
Can you think back to when you were maybe on an airplane or on a
No,
bus?
I think you're absolutely right. I think it wouldn't be the seat. It wouldn't be the sitting in the seat. It would be the getting to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I suppose that would make sense.
Does it just happen to you when you're like physically somewhere? Does it happen to you like in the car, even when you're stuck in some crazy traffic, or there's a traffic jam and everyone's trying to merge into one lane? Have you noticed it happening to you then?
No, I don't think so. I have not noticed that in a car.
Okay, so it's more of a physical issue.
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay. Well, I thank you for coming in today. Do you have any questions?
No.
Any other concerns?
Not until next time.
Okay.